think this is something that we'll speak to him about next week, which is that he's got, on the one side of the balance sheet, he's in charge of a government which has not been good for most of the last 2 decades. It's, lacked delivery in key areas. And there's also the issue of economic uncertainty created by constitutional flux. And he's made the economy his number one priority. So on one side, he's got that. On the other side, though, he's got the fact that Nigel Farage is sitting there as potentially the biggest boost to the independence campaign that you could possibly have, and to a degree is an open goal. And along with internal pressure that he's under post-Hamilton by-election, it's very difficult for him not to talk about independence. I suppose what I would say, to summarise it though, right, is that, ultimately, how do you get to the point where independence becomes deliverable and becomes inevitable and, gets to the point where London really has no choice but to grant a referendum? And the only answer to that is when such a large number of people are in favour of it that it can't be ignored. It's too compelling. And how do you get to that point? Well, that's the same argument as there's always been. I mean, if I look in the mirror and say to myself, as a sort of non-party, non-partisan, fairly persuadable person who's not particularly British nationalist or Scottish nationalist, would just rather things weren't so crap, I say to myself, look, how do I vote yes? Well, the only answer to that question is I vote yes if Scotland looks better than the UK does. If Scotland looks like it's got a better health service, better education system, better economic prospects, and so on. And the absolute reality is, at the moment, it doesn't. Yeah. And so why would I bother? And I think until you get to the point where that is such a compelling case that it's very obvious what the answer to that question should be, a lot of the rest of the stuff, I think, is moot, to be honest.